Welcome to today's live stream. Let's talk about the market. Yeah, let's look at what is going on in the crypto market. Thank you for joining. Sika Futro, you are the best in attendance. Sika Futro is the best in attendance. he's almost always first. Thank you for joining me, guys. You're welcome to today's live stream. It's a pleasure to have you in today's session. Okay. How are you, JFab? How are you doing? Affinity, Craig, how are you? Affinity says hi. All right. It's a beautiful day, isn't it? Mimi, how are you doing? Nixon, I'm doing fine. How about yourself? Thanks for asking. All right. So I saw a disclaimer today by CoinMarketCap, and they needed to also come out there and put a quick disclaimer. So awesome. I'm doing fine. Yeah, shout outs to everyone joining the stream. Abena, how are you doing? Visionary, George McWealth, how are you? Samuel, everyone joining the live stream. JD, how are we all doing? All right, let's take our likes to the top so the platforms can spread the news that we are live. Let's take our likes to the top. If you just joined, like the video, share with people that want to get insight into crypto trading, crypto investments. We are in it for the long term, so we are not too concerned about downtrends in the market and all that. All right. Awesome. Thank you. Let's take our likes to the top. Let's share the video. Thank you. I put out Eliza OS a couple hours ago. How many of you have watched the video, and what do you think? What's your opinion? One moment. All right. What's your candid opinion on Eliza OS? How many of you have bought the coin, that prof called Eliza OS? How many of you have bought it? Also today, as I mentioned, there was a disclaimer from CMC saying that they haven't launched any token. Now, I mentioned in the video, for those of you who watched and really paid attention, I was speaking about reserve rights, RSR, being a platform that you can use to create your index. And I told you guys how I called RSR somewhere in August. So RSR, if you want to create an index, right, you have to go to RSR and then create a token. So it's not like a token they created. Okay, it's not a token, it's an index. Okay, but then you can still buy it as a token. So it's called a decentralized token folio. All right, so sometimes the communication or the understanding or the interpretation of things, how people, thank you, Dankwa. Thank you so much. How people interpret what is said or what is explained is, how many of you have seen that video where they were in a class and someone was like, oh, what's the answer? And then he spoke to someone at the back and then the person passed on the message and then kept on passing. By the time it got to the last person, it was completely different. That's what happens. Dankwa, thank you so much. That's what happens when people misinterpret what is said. All right. So let's get to it. Yeah. So CMC20 is currently at 188. It's falling some more. When we did the analysis, I told you there's still more room for it to fall. Okay. So it's falling some more to 188, and this is when the market is in extreme fear. 187, 188. So I think that these prices, BTC is down by 11% over the last 7 days and down by 4%. Bitcoin down by 4% over the last 24 hours and then down by 11% over the last 1 week. Noah, how you doing? Oluwa Busayomi, thanks for joining. Dankwa, the barrister, thank you. I appreciate the gifts. Thank you. Okay, so someone says, let's read what people are saying. What are you guys saying? Kitten Love says, where are my millionaire teammates? We are coming, we are coming. Eliza OS is on fire. Let me go check the price. Sometimes some of you hype the thing and say, oh, it's on fire. By the time I go and check, it's just 2% increase. So let's know what kind of fire. Okay, so I see somewhere around 530. Eliza OS somewhere around 530. 515, 530, it pumped. Let's see. All right, so when did Prof call it? That was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday, right? He called it around yesterday when we were on the live stream. So that's around 18th, thereabouts. 18th. So when he called it, it was 008.008. And so far, it's been able to move up to a high price of 0.0123. All right. So that's still like, what's the increase? That's like a 20% increase. Okay, roughly. Okay, so that's a good one. That's a good one. In 24 hours, 20%. That's a good one. Crypto is the only place you can be making gains like these. Okay, you don't get these in the other government bonds. They are safe. Okay, don't get me wrong. They are safe. It's always safe to put your money in government bonds and all that. Like those ones are, we call them risk-free assets. Okay, risk-free assets. But it still doesn't mean there's no risk. There's no financial instruments that comes with no risk. There's no, so someone say, oh, I prefer stocks, I prefer crypto. Yes, it still has risk involved. Companies collapse all the time. Companies file bankruptcy all the time. So don't think that you are safer in stocks. You may be safer in a way, but when the companies come crashing down, you realize that the risk is almost the same as crypto. Okay, so it is what it is. A risk is everywhere, right? It is safer to put your money in government bonds and all those things, but your returns will always be very low. Okay, they are going to give you like maybe, some are going to give you, depends on the instrument you are going for, but some might give you like 2% in a year. In a year, 2%. Meanwhile, if you put that in stable coins, USDT, you might get like 5%, or even 6% in a year. So why would I put my dollar in the bank? I'm going to put my dollar in the bank and I'm getting $2. Meanwhile, I can put that same dollar in stable coins and get 6%. Sorry, I get 2%. Meanwhile, I can put that same dollar value into crypto and get 6%. Do you see that? So, yeah, so Eliza OS, yes, from the core points that Prof gave up to the high price point that it made, it has done about 20%. So yes, we can, based on that time frame, we can say it's on fire. But looking at the last 2 hours, it's fallen from 0.011 to 0.010. Okay, so we are down a little bit more, but that's okay. Greetings, David. How are you? Kof Sam, how are you? Greetings to you. What is support point for COAI? Support point for COAI. Let's check COAI. COAI is currently 61. Oh, we talked about support point for it. That was between 40, I think it was between 47 and 53. Yeah, the next support target or price point we are looking at for COAI. Now, if it's going to fall, it keeps falling from here. I don't know if the There was a guy who, let me check whether he's cashed out. The guy with a huge money COA. Let me see whether he's the one causing this. There was some guy with uh a lot of he was holding a heavy bag of COAI. So let me check whether he's the one that cashed out on us. Let's see. Okay, so I have his stuff here. Let me check the blockchain and see whether he's the one cashing out on us. If his bag has reduced, it means that he's the one selling. Yeah, he cashed out. He cashed out on us. He cashed out a lot. Yeah, because he used to have, he raised his bag to about 44. Yeah, he's cashed out. He's one of the people causing the dump in the price, but he hasn't cashed out everything, just a portion of it. All right, he's still holding a substantial amount. But I mean, once he goes out, he sold like half of the bag. Once he goes out, I think the price will be free to move. Okay, so yeah, for me, I would say let's see this as a long-term thing. Okay, let's see this as a long-term thing, because once we get the wheels out of the way, it makes it easier for the price to pump. Okay, so we are approaching the 45-ish support points that I'm looking at for COAI. All right. Okay. Someone says, let me go up a little bit. Eliza OS to $1. David, did you hear that from Prof? Did he make any announcement on that? Let me check. Let me check whether he's no, he hasn't had any price, but I don't know, maybe either one just predicting. Yeah. I mean, it's within the realm of possibility. So Nixon says, yes, I feel your analysis was perfect, waiting for it to retrace as you mentioned. Yeah. Kitten says, I bought something small with the amount I can afford to lose. LOL. Yeah. Priest Gabby says, I bought Eliza OS. Okay. Abnas is very new to crypto, and with the help of your YouTube beginner videos, I bought BNB by myself. Clapping hands emoji. Yay. Yeah, go you. Yeah, the thing is, if you really follow the videos, there's nothing you will not be able to understand. So, yeah, kudos to you. Kudos to you. Good evening. How are you? Oluwa Busayomi. Kraken is delisting Luna. Luna, I took my money out of Luna Classic. Is it Luna Classic or the old Luna? I took my money out of the Luna Classic token. I'm not saying it's bad, but it was really struggling to move. Like, people kept cashing out, and it was really struggling. I held it for like probably more than a year, and I felt like, what's going on? No, is it a year? No. I think I held it for like 2 years. Yeah, but it was like every time it's struggling to go up, somebody cashes out. Like, always cashing out. So the thing had really been struggling for a very long time. So I took my money out. I could be missing out on a great pump that is coming, but at this point I don't care. Yeah, I don't fear missing out. Max, how are you? Edward, I bought at 0.088 and sold at 75% at 0.12. Oh, okay, so you sold your Eliza OS. Yeah, that's the thing. Doctor, thank you. That's the thing, yeah. If you are able to take your profits and it retraces, you will feel so happy that you're able to take profit and the price is down again. Okay, so like I said, you will never have a pump that goes without ending. There will always be some form of retracement. There's always retracement. So remember that. Next says it's called broken telephone, misinterpretation of message passed on. Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, Noah. Oh, okay, I see. All right. Safe delivery. Yeah, and congratulations in advance. Yeah. Uh, you're still watching crypto videos in the hospital. Focus, focus. All right. Yeah. But all the best to you. Alfred, I just joined. I appreciate your labor of love over the internet. No one like you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Eliza OS ownership is not renounced. The last time I checked, 77% are owned by few people. Very scary. So if you watch the video I put out there, you see that the deployer, the one that put out the thing, is holding 11%. The deployer is holding 11%. Now another thing is that renounce ownership being renounced simply means that you cannot make any changes to the contract anymore. But it is not always good to renounce contracts. So don't think that renouncing contract is always good. Sometimes it can go against you because you may want to now go back in and change. Let's say you want to change. I don't know if crepe contract has been renounced, right? For example, let's assume, I don't know, but let's assume crepe has renounced their contract. Let's assume they've renounced their contract. Do you know that when you buy, it's a 0% tax, and it's a sell, it's a 0% tax? So now if the coin is wondering, okay, where do we now get money? Because there's no taxes. So where do we get money into buying back the tokens and burning them? For example, if they've not renounced, like if they've renounced the contract, for example. Now it means that you cannot go back in and change to now take taxes. So renouncing contracts is not always the best. It feels safe for the investors, but it may not always be the best for investors in the long run, unless of course you are so sure. You are so sure. You are so sure that, can you guys hear me? Unless you are so sure that the contract that you did, okay, the contract that you did or you created is perfect and it doesn't need adjusting. Can you guys hear me? Okay, good. Yeah.